That's what we're looking for. That's right, we have a special one for you today, guys. This is Buzzard's Roost. This is their signature double oak. Now, I believe that this is MGP and then it has a double oaking process on it. We're gonna go over all of that. We've got our one sheeter here. We've got some more information sent to us by Buzzard's Roost themselves. This one excites me. Let's get into it. You know how we do it, price, taste, drinkability. Listen, we're going to talk a lot about this one today. There is a lot of good information about this one, and this, I think it's just a really solid whiskey. We're going to pour this up, we're going to put it through the gauntlets, and we're going to see how it falls in 2025. Sorry for the voice today. I don't know what's going on with me, but everybody knows before we get started, time for the traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. That's what we're looking for. First things first, let's go over our product details as we get into drinkability on this. This is bourbon whiskey finished in proprietary oak barrels. This is a mash bill of 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. Aged 4 years, proof 100, release date April of 2025, so this can make the list for 2025. Let's see where it ends up. At 100 proof, not drinking like that at all for me. I mean, it's really not. Usually when you do that double oaking, you get some spiciness. I mean, we're talking 21% rye, but it's like there's really good spiciness here, but it doesn't confuse my palate in any way with ethanol. This at 100 proof is a summer sipper. I would put this in a cocktail. And when we get to price, there's no reason not to. This right here at 100 proof, I think is one of the better bourbons that I've tried recently because guys, I've been drinking nothing but cask strength whiskey. And sometimes, especially as we get into the heat of the summer here, you don't want that every day. You want something that's a little bit easier to sip, and that's why we do drinkability. At 100 proof, this is crushable. On the crushable scale, we're damn near at the top. I love this for 100 proof, I'll be honest with you. The only downfall with 100 proof when it comes to drinkability is there's not a lot of room down, right? 80 to 100 proof, it doesn't drink like an 80 proof whiskey. I'm not going to tell you that, but it doesn't drink like 100 proof. I would say like 92 to 95 is probably where I would blind this. We give it a 7.0 if it drinks right at its proof. So we're going to go like mid sevens on this, which is usually really good for drinkability, especially for 100 proof whiskey. We're going to go like 7.56 when it comes to drinkability on this. Absolutely crushable. And as you know, up next we talk about tasting, and they give us the tasting notes right here. Warm and nutty, our signature bourbon offers inviting aromas of roasted nuts and subtle hits of cinnamon. The palate delivers with rich flavors of savory vanilla and roasted almonds, balanced with gentle spice and cinnamon. The finish is long and warm with lingering notes of sweet cinnamon, leaving a lasting impression. This is one of those tasting notes where I read this and I say, you got it. You hit the nail on the head with this one, because a lot of tasting notes, I mean, I've done hundreds of reviews at this point, and I've looked at tasting notes, I've listened to other creators, and I'm not going to call anybody out specifically. The tasting notes section can be hilarious at times. For me, some of the tasting notes that people give or write down feel AI generated at this point, and the prompt is, what is the craziest tasting notes that you can give me for a bourbon that's supposed to taste like this? And it's just outlandish. This one right here, I read it and that's what I'm getting. And I love that. I love the simplicity of it, right? Roasted nuts, almonds, vanilla, balanced with spice and cinnamon, long, warm finish. I mean, that's exactly what I get. And that's what goes on in my head when I drink whiskey like this. I'm not out here like, this tastes like the first time I ever skinned my knee falling off my bike and I smelled a cinnamon apple pie. And it's just like, I don't go, sometimes I go to a memory, but I don't go to like that deep of a memory when it comes to flavor. I just tell you what I'm getting, and this is telling me what you're supposed to get, and it's exactly what I get. And the best part about it is I think with that 4-year-old whiskey in this, and then that double barreling process, that double oaking, it really does pull out these flavors. And I'm going to tell you what they said about this particular release, but it pulls out these flavors that you wouldn't traditionally get in a 4-year-old whiskey. That secondary oaking process brings more of those vanillas, brings more of those oaks. Even at 4 years old, it brings more of those cinnamons and caramels and all of those flavors together. And I got to tell you, this is so well balanced. There's not a lot of sharp edges on this. It's just straight from that sweetness to that spiciness to a little hint of oak at the end, and this I mean, this is what we've been waiting for in whiskey. At least this is what I've been waiting for when it comes to whiskey, because when we talk about price, we talk about availability on this. I'm getting tired of hunting the $200 bottles of whiskey. I want more stuff. Wild Turkey did it with the 8-year release. They're doing it here with Buzzard's Roost with this double oaking. That on the shelf, solid bourbon that I can go and get that's new, right? I'm tired of drinking this. Like, there's plenty of stuff on the shelf. You know it, I know it. That's really good whiskey. But I want something that's new. I want to go out and try something new. I'm glad companies are making moves to do new things, but also at the same time do it at a reasonable price point and have a reasonable availability that I don't need to go hunting this thing. I mean, taste on this, I'm gonna jump right to it. This is a $45 bottle of whiskey. There's no way. There's no way that this tastes like a $45 bottle of whiskey. To me, this is what whiskey is supposed to taste like. I mean, we only have a little bit left here. We're obviously crushing this. It's bottle kill month. Does this count? Does this count as a bottle kill? This one right here, I'm not even going to do a bourbon bomb of the week. For my bourbon bomb of the week, I'll tell you what they told me about this particular release. But this right here is just flavor-wise, this is what I'm looking for in whiskey. This is what I'm looking for in a shelf whiskey. Obviously, if it's a $200 bottle of whiskey, I want it to go above and beyond. This is going above and beyond $40, $45 by all means. No questions asked. Absolutely love this. One more sip will give you a score when it comes to taste. I said it on last week's review. I'm going to say it on this week's review. There's not a lot of whiskeys that I will like to buy twice. I like to have one bottle of whiskey. If I enjoy it till the end, and then that's kind of it for me. I've got plenty of whiskey on my shelf here. I've got another 175 bottles over there. I'm not a bunker guy. I don't bunker 15 or 20 backups of bottles of whiskey. I buy one, usually if it's something exceptional, that's all I can really find. This is one, I'm going to go out and I'm going to spend my own money on it. At $45, there's no question in my mind that I will spend my own money on this. This right here, I mean, I'm trying to just stick with taste on this because price is in my mind still at $45, how exceptional this is. Just strictly off taste, it's not a $200 bottle of whiskey, remember that. I think this is like an 8.2. An 8.21 just to be a little bit more respectful. This is a really solid bottle of whiskey. This is actually, I mean, this is most likely MGP. I do think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, you guys might know better than me, is Buzzard's Roost, are they distilling their own stuff? Are they laying down their own stuff and still sourcing from MGP in the meantime? 75-21-4, I'm trying to think like where that would be. Aged 4 years, so it's not like overwhelming with the age statement, so I'm curious if that, I don't think this is. The bottle obviously doesn't tell me like distilled in Indiana or anything like that since it's just a sample. I think this is still MGP stuff, but I'm not sure if Buzzard's Roost is laying down their own stuff. What did I say on this? 8.21, is that where I put it? I think that's a fair spot. And last but certainly not least, we're going to keep it short and sweet with price. $45, I already told you guys. This, I mean, I don't know how you get much better than this at this price point. We're going to have to put out, and I hate making these videos, we're going to have to put out a new under 50 top 10 or top 5 or whatever we're going to want to do. Because there's been a few recently that are in there. I mean, no questions asked. This is in my under 50 top 5. This beats out some of those bottles that have always been around, that we've always been drinking, that we've always been talking about in that under 50 range. And at $45, which is the new 25, the new 30, this is a phenomenal glass of whiskey. This is a cocktail mixer if you really want it to be, which is going to elevate your cocktail to a level that deserves to be a $25, $30 cocktail at a restaurant because it's that good. I think this, I have a few old-fashioned recipes that I think would go phenomenally with this. Phenomenally with this particular release. This is so good. I can't talk more highly about this. I got to give it, I mean, at $45, are we in the 9s? I'm sorry, guys. I mean, we give it a 7.0 if it's an average tasting whiskey with average drinkability at an average price point of $75 to $90 because I feel like that's what an average bottle of whiskey costs today. This is above average when it comes to drinkability, way above average when it comes to taste, and under average when it comes to price. So we might damn near be up in the 9s there. I don't want to be too disrespectful to other bottles that we've drank this year, but $45 is crazy to me for this particular release. I'm going to do it. Let's just go straight 9.0 on this. 9.0 when it comes to drinkability. I need another bottle of this just to see if I'm going crazy. I've drank this 3 times. I drank it the first night just to I always like to get my notes going, get myself thinking about it, and I loved it. And I was like, let's relax on that. It's really good, but let's revisit it. Drank it again the other night, and I was like, damn, this might be something special. And now we're drinking it again tonight, and it's right there, 9.00 when it comes to price. How do you beat a $45 price tag on a 4-year-old double oaked from MGP? It's just, I don't know if you can. But listen, while I add these scores up and finish this glass up, we're going to go over our bourbon bomb of the week. We're going to keep it short and sweet, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of information about this that maybe you didn't know. Let's get it. So truth be told, the reason that I got this sample in the first place is because I reached out to companies like Buzzard's Roost, and I was like, hey, I would love to be part of your media list. Let me know if you're sending out samples. I want to try the newest thing, and I want to tell my audience about it. And when you get added to the media list, they send you like information maybe before it gets released to the public. This is public information. I'm not telling you anything that's like proprietary information or anything like that. This is on the internet already. But there were a couple of things that really caught my attention about this particular release. And it says this is a quote, "Since the beginning, all of our whiskeys have been double oaked." That's something that I don't know if I knew. I don't know if everybody knows that. Every single thing that Buzzard's Roost has been double oaked. So it's kind of interesting because, again, I don't know if that's always been something that everybody knows when they're picking up a bottle of Buzzard's Roost. This obviously is a signature double oaked, so you're going to know that, but I don't think all of their whiskeys happen to say that. Then it goes on to say, our signature double oak bourbon was finished in our own bourbon casks, resulting in layers of flavors that make this bourbon one of the most delicious and approachable yet. And I don't disagree with that. But then we're going back to that, like, you got to read between the lines here. Finished in our own bourbon casks. So you're our own, meaning, again, this is why I got this idea. Are they laying down their own bourbon and then like they've already poured out and bottled some of that? Is this their own bourbon or is this still MGP? I know they sourced for a while. Bardstown they've sourced from, I think. I think they've sourced from MGP. Bardstown also does a lot of stuff with like letting people come in there and mess around with their machines and do their own thing. So is Buzzard's Roost going around and messing around with their machines and doing their own thing? Because they have, I mean, this is CEO Judy, and then they have the next quote that I'm gonna say in a minute is their co-founder and master blender, Jason. So it's like they have the people in place to be making their own whiskey. So it's just, and I can reach out. I guarantee you I could email them right now and they would tell me like what's going on here. But the next quote that I love is, all of our proprietary casks are specially toasted to coax out the most desirable flavors. Sorry about that. Our toast profiles turn our barrels into a version of a spice rack. And that I love too, allowing us to create blended whiskeys that deliver complex flavors. They're not wrong. And I don't know if this proprietary like secondary oaking process is special to them. They do like a light toast, I think, which gives it a little bit more of a toasty flavor than like a double oaked or like that dense heavy oak flavor, which I like and I think works really, really well with this 4-year-old whiskey. But I don't know if this is like something that's just special to them. I've drank a lot of double oaked whiskey. This is one that's sticking out to me. Maybe it's just like recency bias. That is really, really good. So I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of information that everything they do is double oaked, and what they're doing is in their own bourbon casks. It's double oaked in their own bourbon casks. So that's interesting to me. This is the kind of stuff that kind of gets going in my head. It's like, what's actually going on in here? But hey, listen, that's enough about Buzzard's Roost. I honestly, if you haven't heard of this company, I would love to do a barrel pick at this company. I would love to do a barrel pick, especially if they are doing their own stuff. I would love to wait until you get your own stuff out there. I've done enough. I mean, I don't know if I've not picked a barrel of MGP at this point. I've done Backbone. I've just, we're doing a Sagamore 9-year, which is an MGP. I went to MGP and did picks of MGP. So like, I've drank a lot of MGP. I've got nothing against MGP. I love MGP or Ross and Squibb, whatever you want to call it. But I would love to do, if Buzzard's Roost is laying down their own stuff and then double oaking that as well, I would love to do a pick as that. If you happen to see this, anybody from Buzzard's Roost, contact me about that. This bottle came in at an 8.27. I believe it's second place. It might be third. I haven't looked at the list in a while. I have to do some editing still. It's either second or third place for 2025 releases only. Phenomenal bottle of whiskey at $45. I cannot recommend this more highly. You don't have much to lose. It's one of those things where I can go out and if I tell you to buy it and you don't like it, I don't feel bad at $45. If there's like a $250 bottle of whiskey and I'm like, this is the greatest thing to ever exist, some other creators say that all the time, and then you go out and you don't like it, then I feel a little bit bad. But for this one, for $45, take the risk, take the jump, take the leap, try it out. I don't think you're going to be disappointed at 45 bucks. But listen, 8.27, fantastic spot for this whiskey. Buzzard's Roost, make sure you keep this up and make sure you keep sending me stuff because I definitely want to keep trying it. But you know where to find me. Make sure you check me out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. Go click that follow button over there. Make sure you check out that Patreon page and our Discord. Both those links in the description below. If you haven't already, click that like and subscribe button here on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate it. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay putting out new whiskey at affordable prices. This is what the whiskey community wants. Buzzard's Roost, appreciate you. Cheers, y'all.